We're here at the Sherwin-Williams Training Center in Chicago, Illinois. We're here to talk about a couple problems you might have with paint, like runs in the clear, nib removal, and also some fast drying clear we're going to see. So it's raining out here. Roger and Doug are inside. Let's go inside and see what they're doing.
The folks at Sherwin-Williams have developed a new process called Prime to Shine. And Marty, what is that all about?
Roger, what Prime to Shine is, it's part of our what we call our HP air bake process. And this is part of our Eco Vision program at Sherwin-Williams. And the focus behind this program is to give you a very, very productive system that dries as if you were baking it with very high heat. The beauty of it is you don't need heat. You don't need to have the surface up to 140, 150 degrees. These are air bake technology products, 2K products that dry at ambient air temperature and give you the speed as if you baked them.
That's amazing. Now I noticed that you have these air jets behind you, and is this a waterborne process?
This is not a waterborne process. This is a solvent-borne process with our Ultra system, and we still can utilize these air venturis with the base coat cycle of this process.
What efficiencies does it provide for a solvent-borne product?
Roger, these provide a way to get the solvent out of the system. We formulated our system to where we call it solvent management. The technician still chooses the proper solvent for the size of the repair, the temperature, and the same variables that they would use choosing a solvent. What the venturis do is they pull this solvent out of the base coat in a very timely fashion to where we can keep productivity up and still have a quality repair without the fear of trapping solvent underneath the base coat and having a hard finish on the top and yet being soft underneath.
Now take me through the steps one by one on this fender as you're going to actually perform the process for us. First step would be what?
The steps are going to be, Roger, we're going to spray what we call a Speed P30. That's our primer surfacer number. And it's a very, very rapid curing 2K primer surfacer where we're going to spray the coats on here back to back to back, literally wet on wet without flash time. When that process is done, the primer is going to dry for 15 minutes, and we're going to take and sand the primer at that point, clean our fender off, get our base coat ready, blend our color, utilize these venturis behind me, and then we're going to spray the HPC 15 Air Bake Clear.
That's amazing. Now, how long would that take approximately?
The whole process from primer all the way through shine, that includes lightly nib removing and lightly sanding clear, things like that to buff it. We're talking in a range of about 40, 45 minutes.
That's amazing. Okay, it looks like things are done with the fender. Let's take a look at this. Man, that finish looks nice. Now, I expected it to be warm, but I really don't even have that. It's room temperature.
It is, Roger. It's air bake, and that's the beauty of the clear. It does not require the 120, 140, 150 degree surface temperatures and cuts down on greenhouse emissions, carbon footprints. It's an air bake technology. It really is unbelievable on how quick it cures at 70 degrees, 80 degrees, in those ranges.
Now I'm looking at the overall finish of this, and I mean the surface is just beautiful. I mean, it's so slick.
It's a through cure technology, and what that does for us, it allows us to cure much quicker than typical clears, and it also maintains the gloss because it's curing on the inside and the outside as well. So it doesn't skin over, trapping solvent underneath, which can lead to dieback.
Now I'm sure people in the audience might ask, how durable is this clear compared to others?
Very durable. It's got our patented Uroflex technology built in with it, so it can be used on flexible bumpers, and it's very chip-resistant clear.
So do you want to run a buffer over this to show the audience
yes,
how
I'm going
quickly
to go
it dried?
ahead and take some 1500 grit sandpaper on a DA very quickly. This has now been air dried about 16, 17 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and 1500 followed by 3000 grit.
Wow.
You can see how the sandpaper stayed clean. We have our powder here.
It's not balling up at all?
Nope, not at all. You can see the paper's clean.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that just really amazes people when they see this. It's like, you sure you didn't bake this? You didn't cheat? And it's, no, they watched it, they observed it, they were in the booth as it dried. It's air bake.
Exactly.
And now I'll run over it with 3000 grit.
When this fender first came out of the booth, the finish was outstanding, and I really don't see the need for buffing. The reason you're doing it, though, is to prove to the audience that it really did dry and it's cured.
Yes, the reason, Roger, we're doing that is to show the rapid acceleration of the cure rate, to show how air dry vehicle needs to be delivered. We can buff it in a very, very short amount of time, all air dry without heat. And of course, depending upon the color, the final step is the foam pad and running over it with a foam pad glaze to eliminate swirl marks and things like this. But the footprint basically where we spent time and sanded right in here and buffed, you can see it literally can be done in a short amount of time if we wanted to.